Taurus, welcome to your November 2021 General Tarot reading. It's Raina here. You know, I used a plug-in microphone for my last reading, and when I was playing it back, I don't even know if it makes any difference. So I'm just going to try it without it for your sign and see what happens here. And I don't even... I'm just trying to get acclimated here with all the stuff I'm doing. Oh my goodness, you've got pentacles, 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 and you are pentacles. Okay, so... Sorry, I'm trying, this might be a little bit off kilter because it's I'm kind of jerry-rigging it. I haven't been talking too much about the astrology of November because I already have a forecast for your sign on my channel, so you can check out my channel for more details on all the important transits throughout the month of November. But I will just mention here that you have a lunar eclipse, and this is kicking off the series of Taurus and Scorpio eclipses, although Scorpio we won't see until 2022. And I'm like, I have Taurus rising, so I'm like, whoa, because it's going to be like forming a conjunction with my ascendant. So that'll be pretty interesting. We'll see how that works out. The heart of the matter is the Chariot card, and kind of going along with the theme of all of this, this sense of movement, this sense of something happening with the Chariot. And it might even be, I think that the Chariot might even be like, oh, what is that phrase? The turning point, or, yeah, I think that's what they call it, because the number 7 is actually the number of the turning point. But there might be something, and perhaps the eclipse brings that about as the catalyst for that, that is like showcasing a whole new phase in your life. And you feel like when you look back on your life, you can look to this month and say, yeah, that was when this fateful event, or whatever you want to call it, because eclipses can be those as well, but whatever it means to you, that changed everything. Also, the Chariot is connected with success because you're putting your mind to something. You're not like allowing yourself to be distracted. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's a financial benefit to it because you have these other pentacles. But boy, you have some good cards here, Taurus. In the past position is the Four of Pentacles. This is, you see the woman, she's holding her, what do they call this? A money purse? Close, like a coin purse, close to her, chest, against her, in a protective stance. And that's what this card represents. It represents being very careful about your finances. I was going to say cautious. The number 4 is a number of order, discipline. So it could be like counting your pennies. Maybe there was a need to be more frugal, or, like the 4 is connected to Saturn. So there can be perhaps some kind of restriction in some way that makes it less, if you've had any kind of situation, like also, and this may be a little bit roundabout, but it could still apply to you, because Jupiter and Saturn were both in, or are, as I record this in late October, are in Aquarius. And Aquarius is the 10th house for Taurus, sun and rising. That can be something where now that both of these planets are direct and they're kind of like gaining steam, but maybe you saw like a financial downturn, but that can be, and so you had to kind of watch your pennies. And now you might be having better days financially. And part of it was that you kept your eyes on the prize, okay? And that's what the chariot represents to me, is not deviating and getting distracted by things that might have tempted you to go, wow, oh wow, I'm feeling this blockage career-wise. Maybe I should just throw in the towel. No, it's about, okay, I'm witnessing this. This is part of it. If God, the universe, wants me to go in a different direction, I guess I'll eventually find that out, but I'm going to just be the witness. The higher message is the 10 of Cups. And like the Pamela Coleman Smith rendering of this card, there's a rainbow. And the rainbow, and I don't know if I'm 100% correct on this, but the initial symbolism of the rainbow, I think, connected to happiness, having your dreams come true, that kind of thing. And that's the 10 of Cups. The 9 of Cups is wish fulfillment. And then you have the 10 of Cups, which is happily ever after. So it's kind of like all's well that ends well. And, just like the major arcana, the Fool's Journey, we can look at all of the suits as kind of telling a story and building upon the card before it. So you have, the 9 of Cups and having some kind of thing that you want to come true. And then you can, it's almost like closing a chapter in your life. You can feel like there are better days ahead. So like if this is connected somehow to love, then the 10 of Cups is actually a card of marriage. Although I'm reading this more in the spiritual sense. So it's a bigger picture, not just a mundane interpretation. And so I would say is that when you really put your mind to something and you invest your emotions in it, you can have it turn out in your favor. And this is, and that, that's kind of like a variation on the law of attraction. But the point being that the person has to be one-pointed with whatever it is that they want. And that's what the chariot represents. It's that concentration. Because otherwise, if you're pulled in different directions, it's going to be very hard to manifest these things. So, and by the way, the chariot card connects to Cancer. So there might be a Cancer person that helps you financially or helps you emotionally to make your dreams come true. What crosses you is represented by the Fool card, which is actually the first card altogether of the major arcana, 0. It's the 0 card. And how I see it in this particular context, it's interesting. The Fool card is connected astrologically to the planet Uranus. And guess what sign Uranus is currently transiting in? Taurus. And there's a lot of difference between what Uranus represents and what Taurus represents. Taurus is quite traditional or conventional, and Uranus is very unconventional, nonconformist, okay? Now, for people that are Taurians, this can mean that you are going to be influenced by this unconventional energy forming conjunction at some point with your sun sign. If your sun is in Taurus, if your rising sign, it'll be in the first house. And this can give you a stronger than usual need for freedom. It could be freedom at any cost. So definitely look at where it is in your natal chart if your sun is in Taurus, because your rising sign can be anything. And where your sun is in your natal chart can be anywhere. So this can show you the area of life that you really just want to cut loose and just be your own person and things like that. But this is in the challenge position. I honestly think this could also be the fact that Uranus is retrograde right now, and I believe it still will be until January. I have to double check that. And maybe it is so unruly that it's hard for you to really start anew for whatever reason, because you have all of this kind of wild energy surging through your veins. Sometimes I'm a late degree Taurus rising, so I am always like kind of like saying, am I being influenced by Uranus? But it really hasn't formed a conjunction with my ascendant. But if you are somebody within the first like 12 or 14 degrees of Taurus, this will definitely be front and center in your life. And maybe you have been wanting to just do something differently, but you can't bring yourself to it. And one of the big reasons why is a lot of times people are afraid of disapproval. The Fool is about a new journey, a new adventure, and you don't care like where it takes you. That's how adventurous you are. It can also be like just a whole new life for you. And Taurus is a fixed sign, and it doesn't like change that much. Maybe superficial change, but not this fundamental change. First card of the major arcana. Are you kidding me? So just, sit with these concepts and see if you're standing in your own way to one degree or another. Or maybe timing-wise, when Uranus goes direct, you'll feel more like you want to go forward. What's coming in is the Six of Pentacles. This is a card that is associated, one of the cards that's associated with inheritance, but it can also be financial help. If you're the one that's needing help, assistance, you can get it from someone else. That's why I said it could be a Cancer individual. That's why it's front and center. If you are the person, because if the chariot for you represents success in your career, then you may be offering help to somebody else. And if this is a relationship issue and maybe you're with an Aquarian, you're both fixed signs, maybe that person's too unpredictable for you and you feel like, this might be your chance to pay them back in some way. And I'm not saying that they're even like a lover or like a partner, but maybe a sibling or a friend, and perhaps in the past they have helped you and now you're going to be able to help them. But what I see here as the outcome card is the Nine of Pentacles, and this is a card that is associated with being financially independent. So I don't see necessarily you sharing resources with somebody and that kind of thing, like blending your resources. You may have your own resources. So that suggests to me that this is going to be money that you attract on your own, Taurus. And that's the best kind, isn't it? So you don't, but I'm not saying so you don't have to share, because actually the Six of Pentacles can be you are kind of spreading the wealth in some way or the other. But in any case, that's what I have for you. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a private reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.